Hello, it's Monday, December 13th, and that means two things. It's only inflation if profit margins go down at the same rate, and it is time for the lighting industry news brief brought to you by Keystone Tech. Check them out, that's KeystoneTech.com. Light made easy, everything they do makes sense to me. In the news, the DOE's bulb ban might be back. Previously cancelled and then uncancelled and then recancelled. GSL bans might be back next year. We'll see. Container ships are now moving farther apart from each other at the LA ports because the weather keeps getting worse. That's how winter happens. Southwire has bought Topaz. No details as to price or if anyone's losing their jobs yet. Sonepar USA has bought Richards Electrical Supply. This deal was announced via a memo. Maxlight is opening a warehouse in Indiana, that's in Greenwood, just outside Indianapolis, 100,000 square foot facility. The DOT will be funding port upgrades, including LED fixtures, not so much unloading space, though. Amoresco has bought PlugSmart. They are in Ohio. They make controls and automation tools. CSA is opening up a lighting center for excellence in Irvine, California. That's a whole new testing facility. And Shuji Nakamura, along with his 4 co-creators on LED lighting, has been presented with the Queen Elizabeth Prize for Engineering, which was given to them by Prince Charles, because that's how that works. Energy Focus's stock value has doubled immediately after announcing the Nuvo air disinfection product line. Todd Straka was on Get a Grip on Lighting. Brian Huff wants you on his Luminaires committee for Nailed. Check that out. The U.S. Army is expanding their Li-Fi program. Wesco is the latest corporate person to join ETIM. The LIT Design Award winners have been named. The Light and Health Research Center at Mount Sinai will be expanding. Arlie Hempson has bought Luxform. They're a portfolio company, and Luxform makes outdoor lighting. Lucent has donated sconce sales to charity. This is an award-winning design that will be splitting their proceeds with the Halo Foundation. Speaking of foundations, Unilumin has started up their own charitable branch, starting with 11 million shares donated by their chairman as seed funds. Dallas Market Center, home of Light Ovation, has won the Trade Show Network News Award for trailblazing. Fiber Optic Lighting Solutions has declared bankruptcy. They're a Florida area business that worth $300,000 in debt. ProSource has bought Marion Davis, closing a deal on 2 South Carolina showrooms. In legal news, Heavy Duty Lighting has named a lighting rep as co-defendant in their case against Zycato. Heavy Duty sues a lot of people, by the way. Acuity has settled their stock-related class action suit in principle. More details as they develop. Legication is open for registration. Randy Reed recaps the Wild Party. That's the Women in Lighting Design Party at IES NYC. Light and Building will happen in person next year. This is a statement directly in refutation of speculations from that Randy Reed guide. In rep agency news, RO has picked Profit Line for California, and Halco has partnered with ESA in both Carolinas. In recommended reading, again, these are all on nail.org if you have the time. Eric Johnson talks about EGA lighting. Craig DeLuey talks about outdoor LED growing up. Some guy named Kindersley talks about sustainable fixtures. And we have advice on how to attract warehouse workers. In IoT news, passive Li-Fi might be extending range and reducing power use through the power of radio frequency backscatter. In horticultural news, Singapore is funding indoor farms. We have 5 mistakes in applying for cannabis rebates from Bob Gunn. In market projections, rare earths will be worth 0.6% more. Smart lighting controls will reach $19 billion in value. Vertical farming will grow by 25%, 1.2% gains in the mercury market. Human-Centric light will reach $7 billion in the next 7 years. Surgical lamps will hit $1 billion in value. The semiconductor market is spiking the value of high-purity quartz, as you might expect. Outdoor lighting will grow by 5%, 3% growth in residential fixtures, 54% gains in deep UV, and aluminum nitride powder, that'll expand by 3%. In R&D, 3 minutes under red light improves your vision, according to scientific reports. NASA has begun tests in laser communications. IR optical communication should transmit data at 1.2 gigs a second. We have a PhD candidate at Cambridge trying to figure out why bees stop flying if you turn off the lights. In dark sky related topics, we have Hutt City Council finding out that their light's too bright. Daytime eating will aid your circadian alignment if you're working night shift. West Penwith in the UK is a dark sky park. Parisians would like the city to be less bright at night. A paper is calling for dark sky legislation in New Zealand, and Cheshire, UK is beginning their dark sky campaign. And People News, Keith Scott is the president at Burris & Matthews. Rahul Dugal is now the manager of commercial ops at Eaton Canada. Sloan LED has promoted 2, as has Mueller & Associates. TPL has hired Nileen Kaur as creative lighting specialist, and Harbinger Sign, not at Singh, has appointed Fritz Main as VP Sales. He's a big deal in LED signage. Local news, Amoresco has completed upgrades in Hazelwood, Missouri in their school district. Rome, New York is upgrading their streetlights. Lincoln, Rhode Island has paused their upgrades due to rising costs. The North Carolina Department of Transportation has fixed that purple streetlight problem. We should not approach Montreal, Quebec's glowing whale. St. Cloud State U has completed their upgrades. The Tennessee Department of Corrections has saved hundreds of thousands after their LED upgrades. Same for Charleston County, South Carolina schools. In things you can build or that are just plain weird, the Light and Health Research Center has confirmed that red lighting is ideal for the navigation of flying reindeer. This is a study from Mark Ray and John Bullough that does not confirm anything related to airplanes or terrestrial vehicles or even terrestrial deer. You can also make 2-wire sensors on LED strips. You can build an advent calendar out of LEDs. And we have a guide to permanent holiday LED lighting outdoors. I'm Scott Wachter. This is brought to you by Nailed and our sponsors, and thank you for listening. Enjoy your week. Enjoy the music. Have a good one.
Shiny, shiny, plastic, black mirror, fascist, obsessed capitalist. Are you feeling guilty, Catholic? Pretty, picturesque Facebook status. Happy family and happy marriage, like the magazine pages. Superimposed with Photoshop and happy faces. Where cancer doesn't exist, and your daddy lives for ages. And the black babies with the swollen bellies are only moments on your telly until you switch it off and put your makeup on. So walk your dog vegan and put your makeup on. Posing perfectly pouting and put your makeup on. Hypocrite, selfie, snowflake nation. Not making a difference, not voting, not independence. Cause it's irrelevant to how your hair grows. You're pretty, and it's a pity that you're prepared to perpetuate your particulars on Instagram and prefer not to educate and overcomplicate an avocado. Like you know the answers to the problems of this world. Meditation and mindful. How about realistically having kids to feed on minimum wage and suicidal without letting your wife know? Cause I don't kill myself for fashion, not a psycho for the sake of it. Hate the name of it and really ashamed of it. I hate your glossy, double tongue, so in circle, talky, trashy magazine. Like Sebastian's dreams, your friends are just old plastic, and it's lonely out there. I don't care about your implants or artificial intelligence, agony ants, chitty chat irrelevance, designer shirt and pants. So keep on spending. Goodbye, pretty people. It's such an ugly ending. Keep pretending, keep on telling yourself that you're so important, like everyone else. Pretty people, pretty people. Pretty people, pretty people. Pretty people, pretty people. Pretty people, pretty people. Pretty people. Pretty people, pretty people. Pretty people, pretty people. Pretty people, pretty people. pretty people, pretty people, pretty people, pretty people, pretty. Fight for your rights, but you die to lose.
Goodbye, pretty people, I'll miss you. All your little giggling and self-serving circles, self-absorbed, all shallow surface, all that fucking money and totally worthless, in entirety distractive. A life without purpose, your embodiment is everything wrong. Emboldened by a Harvey Nicks arrogance, echo chamber, industrial multiplier. Factory line features and adjusted plastic artifice, cosmetically cybernetic immortality activist agents. Away with your moisturizing skin armor nonsense, swigging beard lotion against a Georgian backdrop. One-sleeved tops are a symptom of civilization in decline. Beggars rocking 100-pound trainers with metallic shell toes. Designer baby accessories with perfect lips and a pre-birth sense of what looks fucking fabulous. It's ridiculous, marvelous, purebred, beautiful offspring of the embassy. Laughing at the wannabes that think that greed is power. The hours tick by and all you want is everything endless. You are now living in the culture with the locust consumer. Target population, proof of fashion, housing, online grooming saloons. Pretty predator class, deadly privilege picking flesh from the populace fast. The terrorist victim look is this year's heroin chic. Superior models are snapped in pop-up bomb sites. Popping prescription antidepressants, propping up debris arranged in artistical splatter patterns. Little ray of ignorant exception at the tipping point. You're dragged to the ground by the teeth of natural selection. We defecate upon your form, prone upon your back and bleeding in round the scissor man. Snick a snack. Your entrified empathy, ultimately empty, dead heart, pretty face, piss upon your memory.
Pretty people, pretty people, pretty people, pretty people. Pretty people, pretty people, pretty people, pretty people, pretty people. Pretty people, pretty people, pretty people, pretty people. Pretty people, pretty people, pretty people, pretty people, pretty people. Pretty people, pretty people, pretty people, pretty people, pretty